Hi guys, Ian here. Welcome again to my channel and to another video. And today I want to talk to you again about meditation. Now, after I'd done 1 year of daily meditation, I did a video on my thoughts and my experiences, and I did the same after 2 years. And now I'm doing the same after 3 years of daily meditation. And I just want to share some of the things that I've come to realise and some of the insights I've gained in my own personal experience of meditation. I'm not saying that these are gospel truth or that there's any great wisdom in them, but I just wanted to share them with you as I do from time to time. Now today, unusually, I have made some notes because there are a few things that I wanted to cover and I didn't want to miss any. So from time to time you'll see me doing this when I'm looking down at my paper, and so bear with me, please. And also, if you'll just indulge me the theatricals of the green screen, it just makes something a bit more interesting for you to look at. Okay, so what I've come to realise is that one of the most important things, I think, for a person starting on building a meditation discipline, which, if you get it right, will be a lifetime practice for you, because when you begin to experience what it gives to you, which is so much more than what it takes in terms of time, it'll be something that's with you probably for the rest of your days. So before you start off on that kind of commitment and that kind of venture, I think you need to ask yourself, why am I meditating? What has brought me to this point where I want to start? Or if I started years ago and I stopped, to restart. Because looking at our motivation for something is always important. If we start doing something for which we think we don't have a sense of there being a real benefit, our likelihood of continuing it for long periods is much less than if we've got clear in our own mind why we're doing something and what our motivation for doing it is. Okay, so that's the first thing. Why are you meditating? Why are you starting or restarting your meditation practice? And spend a little bit of time thinking about that. Okay, number 2, understanding what meditation is. Now, that's important, because if you set your meditation expectation to being able to achieve a state of oblivion, of non-existence, where during your meditation times you become such a blank slate that you almost don't exist, then you are setting yourself a very high bar, because that doesn't come for almost everybody with days, weeks, months, even years of practice. Now, I'm not saying that it is not a state that you can achieve, but you won't get there quickly unless you're extremely unusual. That is advanced meditation. We're talking about the meditation grandmasters here. So if it's not that, what is meditation? And it's important for you to find out, so that your goals are realistic, so that you're not aiming for something that isn't what meditation is anyway. Okay, thirdly, and this is a real important one, well, it was for me, realizing that meditation is a spiritual practice. Now, that's really important, because if we see meditation as a set of exercises only, a set of techniques which achieve a sort of a psychological, physical outcome, then we are missing something vital. Now, I think this is why the Eastern mind seems so much more suited, or so much more easily engaged, so much more easily engages with the meditation process than the Western mind. It's a cultural thing, because meditation is a spiritual process. We're looking at a spiritual activity. Now, whether or not we believe that we are spiritual beings, we are. That is what we are. sometimes it's the word spiritual that puts people off, and maybe they need to use another word to make it acceptable to them. But meditation is a practice that engages us with ourself in another dimension, in another form. Now, a really lovely expression by an Indian guru, mystic guru named Sadhguru, I'm sure many will have heard about, and he says that the journey inward, which is what meditation is not to a destination, it's to a dimension. So understanding that meditation is the experience of experiencing yourself as you exist in another dimension. So you go inward and you learn to experience yourself in that dimension. So then, when a person says, I've tried, I can't meditate, that can't be right. Because what they are saying is, I cannot experience myself. Now, everyone can experience themselves. They just need to know how to do it. They need to know the key of not reaching a destination, but they need to find the doorway to themselves as it exists in another dimension. Okay, moving on. Don't beat yourself up if you don't achieve what you want to achieve. With meditation, what is more important is the continuity of the practice. It doesn't matter whether you don't get what you want to get. Keep doing it, because at some point you will. What tends to happen is people start their meditation practice, they don't achieve what they think they should achieve, which could have been an unrealistic expectation anyway, in terms of A, what it is they think they ought to be achieving, and B, how quickly they think they ought to have been able to achieve it. So if they don't achieve what they want to achieve within a certain time, their motivation goes, they get despondent, they give up. What is important is to keep doing it. If you keep doing it and you have some idea of what it is you want to achieve and some techniques that will help you achieve that, sooner or later you will get a breakthrough and you will experience what it is you set out to experience. You will achieve your goal. Persistence, endurance, stamina, keeping at it, that's really vital for a meditation practice. Some good techniques, that's also important. Do some reading, do some research, walk in the footsteps of those who have gone before. So those who have been successful in developing a good meditation practice with good results, how did they do it? What did they do? Now, not everything that everyone will do will be suitable for you, but some of those things will, because we are all the same. We are constructed in the same way. Okay, so get some good techniques. Look at some. There are different techniques according to which school of meditation you follow, which style of meditation. But do a bit of research. Don't just sit yourself down in ignorance, close your eyes, do some deep breathing and expect things to happen. No, there are techniques, you need to know them. Do a bit of research. Okay. Types of meditation. There are many styles of meditation, but mainly they will fall into two types. A passive meditation, where your goal is to empty your mind of thinking, and where you create a space where whatever will appear, a passive meditation process. And there's an active meditation process where you learn to shut out all extraneous inputs from your senses and from your mind even, so that you can turn the entirety of the focus of your thought and your beingness onto one thing. And that one thing will be whatever you desire. Now, I'll give you an example of this, right? And I've mentioned it in one of my previous videos, but it explains, I think, exactly what I mean here. And the example given is when you look at a rose, you look at a rose and you see its colour, you may experience its scent, you may feel its sharpness of its thorns, but whilst you are having that experience in your normal daily life, you are also being bombarded by a million other things. The heat, the light, the noise of the traffic, conversation in the background, the pressure of your bum on the seat, dog barking, all of those things are taking something of your focus from the rose. And even if they didn't, you were only seeing it in its physical form. Now, with advanced active meditation, you become able to turn off all of your senses, all of the focus of your attention, and draw it to the rose. And you see the rose for what it is, the essence of the rose, not only in its physical form, but in its spiritual form, the archetype of what rose is. That all becomes possible when you can focus the entirety of your mind, which is more than your thought, on the object of your desire. Okay, the next thing then is, in the early days of your meditation practice, try and meditate at the same time of day, in the same place, and in the same meditation position. Now that's important, the meditation position, because you need to be able to be comfortable but alert. So lying down probably is not going to work. Sitting in a very hard chair, not going to work. And one of the classic positions for meditating is known as the God form position, where you sit on a like a dining chair, and your feet are together, your knees are together. You sit up straight, hands on your knees, like the typical Egyptian pharaoh position, which is comfortable. Your back is straight, keeps you alert, and it's a good position to meditate in. But whatever position you choose to use, don't know why I'm waving my hands, whatever position you choose to use, in the early days, keep to that position, because what happens is it forms like a kind of mental muscle memory. So after a while, your body knows that when it sits in this position, in this place at this time, it's going to go into meditation mode. And it will help you to achieve the physical relaxation that you need in order for the mental processes to take place. Okay. As you get more and more expert in your meditation practice, you won't need to be in the same place or necessarily in the same position. In fact, you could meditate in the middle of Paddington Station once you've got the familiarity within yourself how to change state from normal daily thinking living state to that internal meditation state, which is you at a different dimension. Okay, so regularity of time, practice, position, important. And lastly, there's got to be many more things, but the last thing that comes to me right now is the value of keeping a meditation diary, for two reasons. Because as you get more practice in your meditation, you will get insights into things. You will see things differently. You will have experiences that you will want to keep. And not all of them will stay in your memory. So if you write them down, you can go back and reflect on them, and they're there for you always to look back on and to draw things out of. And secondly, you can see how you progress. Having a meditation diary will show you and remind you the progress that you are making from those times where you couldn't keep your mind from going all over the place, and intrusive thoughts and fidgeting and itching and achings and sneezings and scratchings in the very early days, which is very likely to happen, to the time when you sit down and within a very short period of time you are there, you are in the meditation zone, you are in that place, in that space, in that dimension that Sadhguru talks about. So anyway, I hope you find some of this a little bit helpful, and yeah, and I'll speak to you again when I've done 4 years of daily meditation practice. Okay, good to chat to you guys, and catch you again. Bye for now.